Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is CypherBox. So it was announced yesterday by Team Canelo that Canelo Alvarez is pulling out of his rematch with Triple G on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. It's all over. He's pulled out of it. As you know, Canelo Alvarez is set to face a hearing with the Nevada State Athletics Commission on April the 18th. You know, it wasn't looking good. I've done a lot of videos on this now already. I've stated my opinion on the whole situation. I believe Canelo Alvarez should be banned, and I've articulated quite well as to why I think Canelo Alvarez should be banned, at least for a 6-month period. I'm not going to repeat myself here. If you want to hear my points of view on why I feel Canelo should be banned, go check out my other videos that I've done on this, especially the last one. And you know, that video will explain everything to you in terms of my opinion as to why he should be banned. So Team Canelo, from articles I've read, and I actually saw the press conference yesterday as well, that was uploaded all over YouTube from many various channels, and basically what they're looking at is they're looking for a return for Canelo Alvarez in the summer. So they were saying August, September. Read an article today where they're saying that they're looking at a return date for Canelo Alvarez on September 15th, which will be the rematch with Triple G, potentially. Now, obviously, we don't know what's going to come out of the hearing on April 18th, but if you count the months from April to September, that's roughly about 6 months. I think they already know they're probably going to get a 6-month ban. Now, according to Nevada State Athletics rulings, the minimum ban you're supposed to face is a 12-month ban. Now it could potentially be more than that, but as long as Alvarez cooperates with the Nevada State Athletics Commission in their investigation and during the hearing period, that could get reduced by 50%, which is 6 months. Now, if you watched my previous videos, I've said that that's how much I think he should be banned for, and during that 6-month period. The reason being is, look, the short of it is, yes, he's saying that it's contaminated meat, but there's no proof it's contaminated meat. The only thing they're going on assumptions, right? So basically what they're saying is that the trace elements that were found in his failed drug test resemble that of someone who may have consumed contaminated meat. But for all you know, those could be trace elements from the end period of a 3 or 4 month usage of clenbuterol, if that makes sense. Yeah. So because you can't, there's no proof, there's no evidence to say yes, it's contaminated meat. You know, Golden Boy and Canelo Alvarez don't have any evidence to provide that and back that story up. But at the same time, there's no evidence to prove that he was on a 3-4 month cycle of clenbuterol use. So therefore, if you're going to accept the contaminated meat reason for him failing the test, then you have to turn around and say to him is basically what you have to turn around and say to him is that you've been irresponsible. You should know what you're putting into your body and you should be a lot more careful and take more precautions. Yeah. Or on the flip side, you know, we need to ban him because we don't know. You may have been taking banned substance for, like I said, a 3 or 4 month period. That's what I'm saying. You don't know. There's been so many examples of this that have happened, not just in boxing, but in other sports out of Mexico, that how long can you keep accepting the fact that, oh, it's contaminated meat? Because someone could be cheating for a 3-4 month period, stop that cycle period, test, and then there's trace elements of clenbuterol in their system, and they then turn around and say to the doping agencies and the governing bodies that it's contaminated meat. You know, so it's one of those situations, you know, I can't say whether Canelo Alvarez is a cheat or not. Yeah, I'm being completely impartial here, as I always am, even though I've been accused of being a hater and all this sort of people being biased. I'm not. I'm giving you my honest opinion. I like Canelo. I'm disappointed that obviously the rematch is off because I like his style of fighting. I think Triple G's a very good fighter as well. So it was going to be, you know, the rematch was going to be good. We know that. You know, and so as boxing fans, we lose out. But unfortunately, there have been too many, you know, incidents of this kind of failed test around contaminated meat. And if you want the sport to be cleaned up, and you know you want to rid or reduce the amount, of PED abusers, etc., in the sport of boxing, then you've got to take a stance at some point. and turn around and say, no, we're not going to accept this anymore. You know, you need to be more careful. You need to take more precautions. And you know, I think a 6-month ban with rigorous blood testing and drug testing, throughout that 6-month period is the right way to go, in my personal opinion. So where does that leave Triple G? Okay, Tom Loeffler, promoter to Triple G, has recently stated that a fight on May 5th will happen, basically. Right, so Canelo Alvarez won't be there, but Triple G will be headlining on May 5th at the T-Mobile Arena on his own, in a sense, in terms of names. But he's looking for a last-minute replacement now to fill the shoes of Canelo Alvarez. Now, I've seen a lot of things on social media where people are doing memes and all that sort of stuff of, you know, who do you want to see fight Triple G on May 5th. First, I'm going to get rid of all the usual suspects, all right? So one name was thrown out there was Billy Joe Saunders. That's not going to happen. Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to fight this Saturday against Martin Murray. That fight's been postponed to June 23rd now, I believe, because Billy Joe Saunders has injured his hand. So that fight's not going to happen. And Billy Joe Saunders himself has come out and said he'll fight Triple G, but not in May. He'll fight him in September if he wants to fight. Okay. Jamal Charlo. I know he's the mandatory challenger to Triple G's WBC belt. That's not going to happen. Do you honestly think Jamal Charlo is going to give himself 4 or 5 weeks worth of training and prep time to get ready for Triple G? Doubt it very much. You know, it's going to be like the biggest fight of his career, so why would he give himself, you know, such a short window to get ready for his biggest fight of his career? All right. Some people have put out there Daniel Jacobs. That's not going to happen. Daniel Jacobs is fighting in April, so he's not going to fight in May, is he? Obviously. Gilberto Ramirez, the WBO super middleweight champion of the world. You know, Bob Arum, who's his promoter, put out a tweet the other day saying that they accept Triple G's challenge to step up to 168 pound and challenge Ramirez for his WBO title. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, you know, Triple G moving up to 168 pounds, putting on those pounds, you know, in 4 weeks, whatever it is, or even Ramirez coming down to 160. I don't think that's realistic, so I don't think that fight happens. Apparently, Chavez Jr. has thrown his name into the hat again, as well into this whole situation. Again, I don't think that happens either, because I think when you think about it, Chavez Jr.'s last fight was against Canelo Alvarez at a catch weight of 164.5 pounds, and he looked weight drained for that fight. Yeah, quite clearly he struggles with the lower weights now, so going down to middleweight would be, I think, a massive ask for that guy in a space of 5 weeks. I don't even know if he's fight ready. Has he been training around the clock? What? You know, so I don't think that would happen either. I think Chavez Jr., if he does decide to carry on fighting, he's probably better off sticking at 168 or even light heavyweight, to be honest with you, because he clearly has an issue with making weight, or, you know, and then when he does make weight, he cuts weight in the wrong way where he's weight drained for his opponents and his fights. So again, that doesn't make sense to me either. So there's 2 other names that we could talk about here as well. And I've read 2 articles about both these fighters. One is Gary Spike O'Sullivan, who apparently says he's already agreed to Golden Boy Promotions offer to fight Triple G on May 5th. He said he's ready, you know, he accepts the fight. All he's waiting for is basically for Triple G to say yes to him, and then they can get the contract signed and make the fight happen. The other one is Demetrius Andrade. His promoter has turned around and said that he's been in touch with Tom Loeffler. Tom Loeffler has told him that, is Demetrius, you know, ready? Is he in the gym? Is he fight ready, etc. and stuff like that. His promoter said yes. Demetrius Andrade himself has turned around and said, yeah, he'll take that fight. You know, if you think I'm a walk, basically said, if you think I'm a walk in the park, then come and take a walk in this park and let's see how easy it is, basically. So he's quite confident that, you know, he can take on Triple G right now and you know, give a good fight, and potentially even thinks he can win the fight. Now, which out of those 2 would I prefer to see? Of course, it'd be Andrade, because I think Andrade's a better boxer. No doubt about it. He's a bit of a microphone in the sense that you know, he does like to talk a lot, so he could hype the fight and give it some sort of excitement. You know, obviously fans are going to be disappointed at the fact that Canelo Alvarez isn't going to be in the ring, so you need to bring someone in who's potentially going to sell the pay-per-view still, and it's still going to be on pay-per-view from what I understand. Gary Spike O'Sullivan, do you know what? He's not a world beater in my opinion. I think it'd be very hard to sell that fight and that pay-per-view with him. That's just my personal opinion. But he would try and give Triple G a physical fight, but I think Demetrius Andrade would give a better boxing performance on the night, if that makes sense. Which one do I think Triple G would go for? I think Triple G would probably go for Spike O'Sullivan. And the reason I say that is Demetrius Andrade might be a little bit too dangerous. You know, Triple G doesn't do very well against the boxers. Yeah, you saw against Daniel Jacobs, it was a close fight with Daniel Jacobs, and Jacobs boxed, moved, used the ring, used ring intelligence, etc. and stuff like that. Canelo Alvarez as well gave him some trouble, you know, with his movement, his style of boxing. So I think he'll probably look for a soft touch, and the reason he will look for a soft touch just to keep him busy and keep the date going is because, as I already told you at the beginning of the video, you know, Golden Boy Promotions are talking about coming back in September 15th with Canelo, and that September 15th return will most likely be against Triple G in the rematch. So he's not going to take a risky fight at this stage. He's going to take someone that, you know, he can potentially beat easily but still put on a show with. So I think it'll probably be most likely Spike O'Sullivan, but we'll have to wait and see. I can't see Andrade being chosen personally. I don't see Triple G himself going for that, or his trainer Abel Sanchez, but you never know. You know, I can only predict, I can't say for definite, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and watch this space. But if it was me personally, I would go with Andrade. That's what I would like to see. You know, I think that would be a really good fight between those two, but I potentially think Triple G will probably select Spike O'Sullivan because it's a soft touch, and you know what, he doesn't want to take any serious risk at this point, especially when you know in September you're potentially still going to fight Canelo Alvarez, and how much money is going to be involved in that rematch. So that's just my take on it. I think, you know, someone like Gary O'Sullivan or someone on his level is the sort of opponent that Triple G is going to select. I don't see him going for Demetrius Andrade. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you think. You know, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. You know, who do you think he faces next and why? As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.